Recording has begun.
Recording has begun. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Shahzad Hussain and I live on Primary Way, number 20. And today is Wednesday, the 11th of October 2023, and it's now been 64 days since my brother was last kidnapped from my care and is presently being held hostage and at ransom by Bradford Council and the likes to cause me harm. So this is where I live, 20 Primary Way, and today we're going to be talking about my brother's release into my care on the 30th of January 2019 as a topic of conversation. I mean, I've rang up today, everybody, rang up to the city solicitor, his social workers, try to speak to the Manningham housing solicitors. Nobody wants to speak to me now. They've obviously got what they wanted. These people are like professional criminals in positions of authority and power, which are being funded and paid by your taxpayer money. So the average criminal, normal criminals, are not paid to do their criminality, but these people are funded on the public purse to do this criminality, and so they're professional criminals, such as solicitors and barristers and judges and counsellors and social workers and or doctors and GPs, and all the list goes on and on. They all collude and conspire in order to target and victimize members of the public, such as myself and my vulnerable brother, but or even yourselves as members of the public. That's how they operate. They work using public money in order to incarcerate people. So I think what I want to talk about today is the fact that my brother was released into my care for the second time, I believe, in January 2019, and it was a repetition of how he was originally released into my care in 2005. Once again, I was vehemently objecting to him being released into my care, stating that he needs an appropriate care package in place. Don't release him into my care like this, because it's going to cause me a lot of pain and anguish and suffering and uncertainty. So all I had asked for was a comprehensive care package in 2005, when he was originally incarcerated at Linfield Mount Hospital for a period of over a year, then under Section 2 and Section 3 of the Mental Health Act, and then subsequently when he was released to me, I stated no, I don't want him to be released into my care. And the senior social worker that at the time was Alison Guy. I remember Alison Guy. Alison Guy was also involved in my brother Nazim's case. But Alison Guy had stated as a senior solicitor, which is the equivalent of now of Vicina Brown. I don't know where Alison Guy is now, but she was a senior solicitor, senior social worker at the council, and in charge of both my brother Nazim and Talib. And at the time when Talib was incarcerated and my brother was in hospital, Nazim was in hospital, paralyzed from the neck down as a result of their failures. Then they basically threatened me and said, look, we're going to discharge him, and if you don't take him, he'll be ending up homeless. So I was forced to take my care of my brother Talib in 2005, and then subsequently as I anticipated, they had made no provisions for him, and I started the direct payment scheme, which would ultimately lead to my in 2005 they got me onto the direct payment scheme, and then within 2006 they audited it once and then failed to audit it, public money going out, not being audited, and then subsequently in 2016 I would be the one that would be arrested as made into an easy scapegoat. But now then the second, so that was the first time that Talib was discharged into my care. The second time, obviously, I've now reviewed, it was done on January 2019. Every Wednesday, which is a day that the doctors, the psychiatrists review the patients. Every day on the Wednesday in January 2019, I had a meeting with them, and it was finalized on the 30th of January 2019 that it would be released into my care. I insisted that he be given an appropriate care package, but his money issues be sorted out, his housing issues be sorted out, his mainly his mental capacity assessment be carried out. None of this was done, alright? And it was clearly going to place me in danger, and I had recorded it. And now you see, several years later, subsequently now in 2023, they make out that I'm the bad guy, that I'm the one that's to blame now for neglect. You knew in 2005 that an appropriate care package should be in place. It took you over nearly a year to put a direct payment, start paying us money, and then I had to get it backdated and stuff. And so that was in 2005. But moving on from this, after you criminally convicted me, sent me to jail, I've come out and started caring for him again. And then in January 2019, the authorities are returning back into my care without any access to money, without any access to his own benefit money now. So in 2005, they had failed to provide any resources of social care. That was social care money. Then eventually I negotiated with them vehemently to get about £410.70 a week for the care that it was £410.70 a week that he was supposed to get in social care. So then obviously they've criminally convicted me of that in 2016 and taken all that money back and more so. But then it was costing, then in the second time when they incarcerated my brother on the 3rd of August 2018, they released him back into my care in January 2019, and I realized that it was costing them they told me it's costing them, when I say them, I mean the health authority and the local authority collectively, £289 a night to keep him, or to keep a bed open for him. Over that time period, the 3rd of August 2018 to 30th of January 2019, I calculate that to be £52,000. £52,000 that they had cost unnecessarily in order to incarcerate him there unlawfully. £52,000. Then they had to release him into my care. That's a lot more money than they had to pay £410 previously. But now, since 2019, they're not paying anything. They're just basically, not only are they not paying anything, they are effectively taking his benefit money and accumulating it. The very same crime that they convicted me of. What's this crowing for? Yeah. So this is the same thing that they convicted me of. Yeah, it's just interesting to see how now everything's been turned around against me, but they can do the very same thing, in fact far worse, and not be criminally convicted, but I can be criminally convicted. I think we should lend it there. The crow's crowing. Yeah, just going to end this today, and just one last thing, that I'm not suicidal or going to kill myself, and if I do die, it's as a result of the local authority, nefariousness, whether directly or indirectly, because obviously it's a funding issue, a financial issue, which they are now failing in. So I'll leave it there, that's all. I'm not going to die.